Hello, good evening once again from the voice and visuals of Umber. Here we are to present yet another lesson of grammar in action. We have started off with the two basic forms of verbs, the non-action verbs and then the action verbs. If you remember, the non-action verbs were the to be or the being verbs and the verbs of possession, and there were 8 of them. Am, is, are, was, were, has, have and had. And one very chief characteristic of the to be verb, as I told you, is it always stands alone in a sentence. It does not, therefore, go along with another action word or doing word. The moment it goes along with another action word, well, it helps that action or doing word to form the helping verb. So, you've seen the 3 forms usually in lots of grammar books: go, went, gone, write, wrote, written, receive, received, received. But then I would perhaps recommend to you to add another form. Let's see, and I've done that, and then I'm going to prove to you why this is going to be very useful. First, let's call it the base verb. Write, that is, to write. Write on its own will not be and cannot be called an action verb because it's only with a third person plural noun that we can write write. Otherwise, we'll have to add s to it. She writes very well. Mohan writes essays. Mohan and Deepa write. Then only you can use it, this write, as an action verb, a standalone action verb. So to write, this is the concept. That is, let's call it the base verb. Then you have the ing form, and that always, has been unfortunately regarded as a doing verb. No. The teachers in the lowermost classes were correct when they said, yes. What am I doing? Bowling. Yes. Bowling is not an action verb. What am I doing? I am bowling. Then it becomes an action verb. So bowling on its own is just what is called the present participle form of the base verb. The past form, right, wrote. So write, writing, wrote. Now wrote is the only form, that is the simple past form, which can be a stand-alone action verb with any kind of noun, any kind of person, any kind of number. It could be, yes, the third person, it could be the first person, it can be, singular, plural. The simple past form will always be applicable. She wrote a lovely essay. They wrote a beautiful poem. Alright? You wrote very well yesterday. So, wrote is therefore the simple past form that can be a standalone verb. So this therefore is the only action verb. The others are action words and they have to take the help of the auxiliary verbs or the helping verbs to become action verbs. Otherwise, they are just notions of actions. They are just ideas of actions. Therefore, they are just doing words. The past participle form, written. So again, you just cannot have written as a standalone action verb. You can't say, I written a poem. No, you can't say that. You have to say, I have written my third poem. So have has to go along with it. So I'm sure you've now understood that when we actually have these forms, let us not forget this present participle form as well. So write, writing, wrote, written. Go, going, went, gone. And always remember that the past form, okay, is the only form which can be an action verb in its own right. Now, we will now discuss the action verbs. The action verb can be a one-part action verb, and every past form of every verb will be the action verb one part. But then here, yes, you will get it, live, for example. Now, live is a standalone action verb, but then it is not really always true, because the moment you have a third person singular noun, remove Fausia from this, fares, then lives in the USA. So this will change. So this only passes the litmus test of being an action verb in its own right, and that is the past form, the simple past form of every doing word. First sentence, I am writing a short story. Am, remember? Am, had it been alone, I am a writer, then am would have been a to be verb. But because it has now joined the company of a doing word in the present participle form, it is no longer a to be verb. So what is it? It is a helping verb, or it can be called an auxiliary verb. So a helping verb plus the doing word in the present participle form, together they make a two-part action verb. An action verb consisting of two words. Am writing. Similarly over here, we are going to the bus stand. Again, it's a two-part action verb. Are, we are friends. Standalone are is a to be verb. The moment it joins hands with a doing word, in this case in the present participle form, going, it becomes a two-part action verb. This is not the verb. Together they form the verb. So we are going to the bus stand, a two-part action verb. Then you can have the three-part action verb. Shantanu has been working on this project since August. Has been working. So working is the present participle form of the doing word work, or to work. Alright? Has, okay, she has my pen. Now that would be, has would have been a verb of possession. not an action verb. It joins hands with an action word, then it becomes, and along with the participle form of be. Alright, be, was, been. So Shantanu has been working. So it's a three-part action verb, having two helping verbs and one doing word. And together they form the verb. KL Rahul was batting on 84 a little while ago. So was batting. Together they are a two-part action verb. Was no longer a to be verb, a helping verb along with the ing form or the present participle form of the base doing word, and that is to bat. So batting, right? Now again here, live, I told you, wrote. Dickens wrote several novels. So this is on its own a one-part action verb because it is a sure shot action verb because it is in the past form, the simple past form. This is again a one-part action verb because, not because it is in the simple present form or the base form, but because the subject or there are two nouns, plural nouns. That is why. Otherwise, it would have undergone a change. The moment we change the plural nouns, alright, into a singular noun. Fawzia lives in the USA. Okay? So, please understand, therefore, the two basic kinds of verbs are the to be verbs, which include the verbs of possession. They are 8 in number and they are stand-alone verbs. The moment the same words am, is, was, were, has, have, had join hands with a doing word, then am, is, was, were is no longer called a to be verb. It is called a helping verb or an auxiliary verb. So a helping verb and a doing word, alright, make a two-part action verb. Two helping verbs and a doing word make a three-part action verb. So please remember this. I am a teacher. Here am is a to be verb, but I am writing on the whiteboard with a red marker pen. Here am is no longer a to be verb. It is a helping verb or also called an auxiliary verb which helps the doing word. The doing word in this case, alright, in the present participle form, or if we say they have done their work. So done, have is therefore the auxiliary verb or the helping verb, helping their action word done, that is the past participle form of the base word do. So I hope it's clear the distinction between the to be verb and a helping verb, and then the distinction between a doing or action word and action verb. Right? So that's all for this evening. Alright, so we'll soon be, we'll be back again very soon and with something new, and that would be, maybe we'll go to what is the functional aspect of it, okay, of the parts of speech, and we'll do the functions of a noun or a pronoun next time. Thank you, good night. Please subscribe the channel, The Voice and Visuals of Amber. Watch it, okay, and then press the like button and also increase my watch time minutes. It would be a wonderful, wonderful encouragement from your side. Thank you. Good night. Shubh Ratri.